Hello YouTube, and welcome to another update for what I'm painting at the moment. Now, if you saw last week's video, uh, things didn't go to plan this week. I got a bit sidetracked in that I had to finish my box of Dux Britannicum, well, Dark Age Warriors by gripping bees for Dux Britannicum, and the only thing that's actually moved that I had planned was the two warriors with hand weapons. But as you could see on my blog, I also painted some with spears and some chrome markers, and I completed at last they were here, the small detachment of word bears for 6mm, which is about everything I finished this week. I did manage to get some work done, like in undercoating one Chaos Warrior and work a bit on handgunners, and this is the first thing I'm planning to do this week, and they have to be finished because I'm going to need them soonish, I hope. Well, depends on my mercenary rolls. But those are the final 8 figures of the first buck of Dark Age Warriors, and I'm painting them all up as slings, so that way I got 12, meaning either 3 units of skirmishers in Dux Britannicum or a full point of Kern in Saga. I'm also painting her up. I have no idea of which branch she was. I got her years ago. It's a gypsy girl, but I'm going to paint her up as a redhead, of course, because she's going to be like with the Irish, to serve as a crone in Dux. Now, you don't have to represent her on the tabletop, but I just think it's a nice touch to go with the warlords to show that you got one of those with them. Those handgunners, they are really going to get finished this week, because they're, well, perhaps they are going to be finished or largely done this week, because they've been standing there for a while, like a lot of things actually. The next thing I'm going to do, I want to start them this week. It's going to be maybe the coming week is again those cultists, to get the unit to 20. With him I'm a bit on a doubt. I did some work on the Naga, going to do some work more on her this week, but she won't be finished. The Sigvald model, I hate the fine cast, it's so fragile, I'm barely afraid to touch it. Those 10 militia, well, they'll probably be standing there just like that next week. Another thing I've just added for the quick in between is some more 6mm rhinos. I'm going to paint 2 of them in the old Emperor's Children and 3 in the new Emperor's Children color scheme. So might be that they get done. It's something like in between. I got like half an hour I can work on them. First thing I'm going to do this week, and I hope, is to undercoat them light grey, because it goes better with the pink. Then those Everlasting Chaos Warriors, maybe I get around when I'm undercoating. Well, I don't have actually much to do in black, but might be in between that I'll undercoat them some more, but they don't have to be painted before July next year, so they got time. Same goes with the Demonettes. Haven't done much on them. 2 more, got some bras on it. I hope to do all the bras this week, so that's the goal for the Demonettes. Add all the basic bras this week. And then I got this guy. I also found him in my box of years ago. It's an old Black Tree Cyclops giant. Well, he's not that gigantic if you see him now, but back then it was rather big. He's quite heavy because he's full metal, and he'll be painted up over time and probably end up as a chaos spawn, because he's way too small to serve as a giant now in a 28mm. So I think I actually bought him for a 15mm army way back, because it was like a sale and it was only a few pounds. So, well, that's about it. I got on the shelf this week. Got no idea where I'm gonna end up. So let's just say for next week, the currents have to be done. That's the main target, and all the rest we'll see where we go. So probably get distracted at some other things. You know how it goes. So cheers, and see you next week.